Welcome everyone to Hogvillenet YouTube Live. This is something new I'm trying because I like to talk. I'm going to try to do this in 5. I'm calling it Hogville's 5 and 5. We're going to hit 5 key topics. Basically, what we think will be headlines either today or in the near future, or things that to keep an eye on. Not necessarily going to make headlines or be breaking news, but things that are developing. And so we're going to try to keep this to 5 minutes. I got 5 things I want to go over. The first one's DJ Wagner, weekend visitor, Kentucky transfer. We all knew about that, talked about it on my segment on Saturday. But really one of the keys here is Arkansas under John Calipari, since he was announced in a midweek press conference at Bud Walton Arena, 4 commitments every Monday following that. So he's had a commitment every Monday since he was announced as head coach. This would be the 5th Monday. Does DJ Wagner, the 6'3" guard, Kentucky transfer, former McDonald's All-American, 10 points, nearly 3.5 assists, better than 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, and gives Arkansas at least 1 year of experience after being a McDonald's All-American in 2023. Will he be off the board? I think Arkansas is going to get a commitment there. I think it's going to be the 8th one, by the way. We know they're up to 7. And it would be a week in between commitments if that lands just right. Today, will it be today? Well, if you go off recent history, if you go off the fact that everybody that's committed has been on campus, we've got a lot of boxes checked there. Now it's just a matter of does it become public. I had a source tell me on Saturday that Wagner is in fact silently, privately committed to John Calipari in Arkansas. Okay, moving along. That was point number 1. Let's keep an eye on DJ Wagner. We're on Cal commitment watch. It's Cal's clock, Cal commitment watch. Moving on to number 2. Arkansas needs a forward, maybe a stretch 4. Cason Pryor checks that box. We talked about him a lot on Saturday. I've got 2 sources that say Arkansas is in the driver's seat, may even have a silent commitment from him. He has been putting out emoji tweets, not in recent days. The most recent was on Sunday, so just yesterday. He puts out an arrow that says soon. So he's basically telegraphing that something's coming soon. He's put out eyeball emojis, different things spanning the last couple of weeks. This is one of those situations, maybe similar to Nelly Davis. We don't even know if he's been on campus. Is that upcoming? It's thought that Arkansas, in the last week or so was getting momentum there. Again, I've got a couple of sources that think Arkansas is either in the lead or Calipari's close to accepting a commitment, or maybe he's already a silent commit. Somewhere getting, different information from a couple of different sources that kind of lead me to believe maybe the visit's upcoming and then we just hear about the commitment, or maybe it drops. We heard a drop 2 weeks ago, Monday, Tuesday. We got a Jonas Adu off the board. And then we had Nelly Davis on a Monday, Tuesday. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I think keep an eye on this week in terms of Arkansas maybe having multiple commitments again. And those would be the 2 front runners, in my opinion. The other interesting thing is right now, and this is still part of point 2, when we talk about maybe what happens after a DJ Wagner. Nothing's guaranteed until they publicly commit, by the way. But what might else happen? Cason Pryor, I think, based on this information, may be the most likely in some kind of concert to be your 8th and 9th commitments to Arkansas. Calipari's talked about keeping it to 8 or 9. I don't know how reasonable or how realistic that is when you start talking about injuries, illness. All right, here we go. I don't know if you lost me there for a second. We're losing time on that reconnect. And the clock has stopped running on this thing. So it says I'm live. I hope this is going through. Here we go. All right. But you've got the NBA Draft Combine. There are players in that Draft Combine that have left themselves an opportunity to come back to college. Coleman Hawkins, we've talked about him, the 6'10" forward out of Illinois. Cason Pryor, 6'10" forward out of South Florida. Both of these guys can play facing up. Pryor's the better rebounder. Coleman's the better passer. Kind of a coin toss as to terms of which one's better fit. So let's keep an eye on things with guys like that. JT Toppin, some other names, Arthur Kaluma, Dylan Mitchell, who I've brought up. Then Alan Lubin, a lot of really, I think, level 1, 1A, 1B type of guys still available out there. All right, moving through it, Arkansas had another visitor from the high school ranks. The first visitor, when you look at the 2025 class, national top 5 star Darius Acuff Jr., 6'3" point guard, IMG Academy via Detroit. Let's keep an eye on that early signing periods in November for class of 2025. Pro Hogs, Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams, Oklahoma City Thunder against Daniel Gafford and the Dallas Mavericks tonight in Game 4. Mavs lead 2-1. Joe shooting over nearly 46% from 3. Jalen Williams' numbers all up. Gafford averaging over 12 points, nearly 8 rebounds and 2.5 blocks per game in that series. Jordan Walsh with Boston on the other side. Remember, 2 Pro Hogs won titles. Bobby Portis helping Milwaukee in 2021. Moses Moody is a rookie at Golden State in 21-22. No Pro Hogs in the championship series last year, but you still have four Pro Hogs alive, and even Jordan Walsh is getting mop up minutes. All right, we've gone over 5 minutes. The one last thing I'll close here, because we've hit several things. Keep an eye on the road show that the Razorback coaches do annually. It starts today. John Calipari, I guess, will be on the road, but they'll be stopping in Forest City, Heber Springs, and Jonesboro today. Tomorrow it's Forest City, and right here in the 501 Little Rock. Later in the week, it progresses. They'll hit places like El Dorado, Pine Bluff, some other stops. I think they wrap up in Fort Smith and Fayetteville. But the road show is always neat because it gives fans a chance to go out, meet the coaches, and interact. And Calipari hasn't been on the job long enough for fans to get to really know him, so maybe this is an opportunity. This is supposed to be 5-5. It turned into 5-6. We know I like to talk, but here's the deal. We're going to come back. Hogvillenet YouTube Live, go down and hit the subscribe button. We're going to come back. If anything breaks, we're going to have our expanded shows like we always do. We love you. We appreciate you. Until next time, see you then.